Viewers, welcome to another edition of your favorite program on TV, The Eagle. My name is Aisha Gambari. Presenting with me is Aisha Mohammed. Hello, dear.
Hi, Aisha. Hello, viewers, and thanks for joining us on this program.
Cheers! Cheers! What is it?
Please, keep to yourself.
I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes,
yes,
I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jova Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you.
Hey!
Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe and water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear, especially now that the people of EFCC are chasing people who are doing to submit other people's money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
Jail.
Ah!
Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are going to die of hunger and neglect, be careful. EFCC are watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
A former Oyo State Head of Service, Mrs. Kudirat Iyabo Adeleke, and 11 other suspects implicated in a 5.6 billion naira pension fraud were finally rearranged by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) before Justice Adeboye Bolagute of the Oyo State High Court in Ibadan. We will also bring to you a report on the dismissal of Fred Ajudua's application for bail by Justice Oluwatoyin Ipaye of the Lagos State High Court.
Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC), Ibrahim Lamre, has charged employees of both public and private institutions to take up the fight against economic and financial crimes in Nigeria in order to make it a better society. Also today is a report on the prosecution of one Abdulaziz Bello, a notorious impersonator of EFCC Director of Operations. The reports.
A former Oyo State Head of Service, Mrs. Kudirat Iyabo Adeleke, and 11 other suspects implicated in the 5.6 billion naira pension fraud were finally rearranged by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) before Justice Adegboye Bolagunte of Oyo State High Court, Ibadan, on charges bordering on conspiracy, stealing, and criminal breach of trust. The other persons who were rearranged alongside Adeleke are Muili Hakim Aderemi, former Executive Secretary, Oyo State Pension Board; Adedunta Johnson Oguntayo Banjo, former Internal Auditor, Oyo State Pension Board; and Karim Rashid. Others are Muili Adedamola, Adeshino Jimo Ayoade, former Cashier, Oyo State Pension Board; Adebi Olasumbo Musendia, former Administration Officer, Oyo State Pension Board; Johnson Bosade, Iyabo Giwa, former Cashier, Oyo State Pension Board; Adewale Kehinde, and Ulujimi Adebayo. The accused persons are alleged to have stolen the sum of 5,600,000,000 naira meant for the payment of pension and gratuities to various categories of retired teachers in Oyo State. They all pleaded not guilty when the charges were read to them. The accused persons were first arraigned on November 7, 2013, before Justice Bolaji Yusuf. The elevation of the trial judge to the Court of Appeal meant that the trial of the accused persons had to commence de novo. Prosecuting counsel Bolahan Alatona informed the court that he was ready for trial and sought a date for further hearing. He prayed the court to remand all the accused persons in prison custody. Justice Bolagunte adjourned the case to May 30, 2014 for hearing of bail applications of all the accused persons. He ordered that they be remanded in Agodi Prisons, Ibadan. Still on prosecution, Justice Oluwatoyin Ipaye of the Lagos High Court Ikeja has dismissed an application for bail by suspected serial fraudster Fred Ajudua, who is facing trial for $8.4 million scam. Justice Ipaye dismissed the application for lack of merit. Ajudua, who was ordered to remain in prison after his arraignment on March 11, 2014, had, through his lawyer Olalekan Ojo, filed a bail application alleging serious ill health. He presented 2 medical reports from the Lagos University Teaching Hospital indicating that the accused has serious renal problems to buttress his claim. While acknowledging the reports, Justice Ipaye, in his ruling, observed that there was nothing in the reports that showed that the accused cannot be treated while still in prison and dismissed the application for lack of merit. Ajudua is standing trial on a 14-count charge bordering on conspiracy to obtain money by false pretense. He allegedly defrauded the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ishaya Bamayi, retired, of $8.4 million between November 2004 and June 2005, while both were in prison custody in Lagos. Justice Ipaye adjourned the matter to June 30th, July 1st and 4th, 2014 for commencement of trial.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Glad to have you back. The EFCC is proud of its record when it comes to the issue of integrity. The mere fact that operatives of the Commission cannot be easily induced is one reason why cases of impersonation of operatives of the Commission by fraudsters are rampant. While some of those fraudsters have been arrested, prosecuted and convicted accordingly, others are still on the prowl. Zainab Sani Ahmed brings you a report on the arrest and prosecution of one Abdulaziz Bello, an impersonator of the EFCC. The report.
Alhaji Abdulaziz Bello Aziz is an impersonator of the EFCC. Bello was arrested at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers, Lagos, for allegedly impersonating the Director of Operations of the EFCC, Mr. Olaolu Adegbiti. The former Kogi senatorial candidate was at the hotel premises to further an advance fee fraud scheme targeted at Mrs. Mercy Orji, wife of Abia State Governor. He reportedly posed as the EFCC's Director of Operations with a fake identity card bearing the name of Adegbiti. Bello was, however, arrested while negotiating with some aides of his would-be victim. Upon his arrest, the fake identity card used in perpetrating his crime was found on him. In a chat with the Eagle team, Bello admitted he committed the crime.
Is this your image, yeah?
Yes, sir.
Oh, so you are the operation director of the EFCC?
I am not, sir, but I just the ID card. I am not.
Oh, why did you have to do the ID card? To toast ladies?
No, I just use it to make the boy, submit to my the information that is with me so that we can discuss.
To make
the chooks of four.
Oh, so well, if I want to put it to you that with this identity that we have with us, you have been parading yourself all around as the operation director of the EFCC.
This is my first time, sir.
Oh, this is the first time you will do it. You have never done it before. And it's always the first time. Now, with this identity, with this impersonation, are we going to believe that it is only the first lady of Abia State you have contacted? Who have you contacted?
I swear to Almighty God, I've never tried to anybody. If I do, I will let you know.
Bello was arraigned before Justice L.B. Lawal Akakbo of the Lagos High Court, and his trial has since commenced. At the commencement of the trial, prosecution witness Chuks Ofo, personal assistant on protocol to the wife of the executive governor of Abia State, Mrs. Mercy Orji, while being led in evidence by the EFCC counsel, told the court that Bello called him and said a petition is before him against the First Lady and that he is willing to bury the case if the First Lady will pay her way off. Ofor said he suspected a foul play and he immediately reported to the State Security Service, who asked him to play along. He called Bello and both of them agreed to meet at the Sheraton Hotel and Towers in Lagos, where Bello was arrested. Justice Akapo adjourned the matter to May 26 and 27, 2014 for continuation of trial. I am Zainab Sani Ahmed reporting for the Eagle.
Thank you for staying tuned. Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC, Ibrahim Lamurde, has charged employees of both public and private institutions to take up the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes in order to make Nigeria a better society. Thelma Eke completes the story.
Chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Ibrahim Lamurde, has charged employees of both public and private institutions to take up the fight against corruption, economic and financial crimes in order to make Nigeria a better society. He gave a charge at a one-day sensitization workshop on anti-corruption organized by the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, ACTU, of the Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development, in conjunction with the EFCC. In his address, Lamurde, who was represented by Bolaji Salami, Director, Organizational Support, said the sensitization program became imperative to assist workers to take ownership of the fight against corruption.
It is with great pleasure that I stand before you to address the management and staff of Federal Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Development. Another invited guest at this unique occasion of the opening ceremony of EFCC Anti-Corruption Sensitization Program for your ministry. This program is specially designed for public and private sector workers in direct response to the mandate of the Commission to prevent economic crimes, including corruption.
Lamurde, who commended the Ministry of Women Affairs, observed that the sensitization program was a key part of the Commission's preventive measures in the fight against economic and financial crimes. Earlier, the Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Hajia Zainab Maina, who was represented by Mrs. R.A. Galadima, commended the EFCC and the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, ACTU, of the ministry for organizing the program. She calls on all and sundry to play active roles in the crusade to fight corruption by committing to public integrity. Thelma Eke, reporting for the Eagle.
It is my honor and privilege to be present at this forum to sensitize officers of the ministry on matters of corruption and related vices that is bedeviling our nation. I wish to commend the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, and the Anti-Corruption and Transparency Unit, ACTU, of the Ministry for organizing this program.
The EFCC came to be in 2003. That is to say, it was inaugurated on the 13th April 2003 by an act of the National Assembly, which was first enacted 2002, but then repealed and re-enacted in 2004. Now, the EFCC came about as a child of necessity. In the early 80s, there was a kind of crime, a new crime, so to say, but that crime had been in existence, but in Spain. And that crime is called advance fee fraud. That's popularly referred to as 419. And it became associated with Nigerians. And that particular crime, apart from other corrupt practices that we were perpetrating at home, that became an international crime that many Nigerians were perpetrating abroad. And that gave Nigeria a very, very bad image abroad. If you happen to travel around that period, you would be subjected to very, very embarrassing searches simply because you are holding Nigerian international passport. So in 2002, after the establishment of ICPC in 2000, Obasanjo now established EFCC. Now the act of EFCC empowered the EFCC to investigate, prosecute, and also prevent economic and financial crimes.
Today I'll be discussing briefly on the legal framework. What is the legal backing that supports the functions of the EFCC, and how we can stay on the proper side of law, okay? Essentially, it's not just coming to say this is what, this is. How can we as public servants stay on the right side of the law so that EFCC does not come knocking? This is a preventive measure. This is aimed at prevention, and I believe that after today we will be better informed, because as the saying goes, ignorance of the law is no excuse.
The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, was established as one of the mechanisms to combat economic and financial crimes through prevention, investigation, and prosecution. The act establishing the commission was first enacted in 2002 and later repealed and replaced with 2004 Act, which gives the commission more enforcement powers. The commission also exists to investigate all financial crimes including advance fee fraud, money laundering, counterfeiting, illegal charge transfers, future market fraud, fraudulent encashment of negotiable instruments, credit card fraud, contract scams, and many others. Its powers also include the adoption of measures to identify, freeze, confiscate, or seize proceeds derived from terrorist activities, economic and financial crimes-related offenses. The birth of the EFCC marks a turning point in the fight against economic and financial crimes and corruption. The country was held hostage by this element that specialized in defrauding unsuspecting victims of their fortunes under false pretenses. They are referred to as advance fee fraudsters, popularly known as 419 in the Nigerian parlance. With the establishment of the EFCC, however, a war was waged against them by the Commission. Many of them were arrested, prosecuted, and convicted. Properties and cash worth billions of nairas were recovered from them, and today, a large number of them are still languishing in various prisons across the country. The very first case of advance fee fraud that the Commission investigated was that of a syndicate of 5 fraudsters led by one Emmanuel Umude, in which a Brazilian bank was swindled of $242 million. They were arrested and the funds were recovered and restituted to the bank in Brazil. Also part of the EFCC's efforts at bringing the activities of advance fee fraudsters to an end was the clamped down on 419ers who duped unsuspecting victims through divination in shrines. Many of these criminals were involved in producing fake herbal medicines which they used in duping unsuspecting victims. A massive operation was launched in Ikorodu axis of Lagos State and some other parts of the southwest, which led to the many suspects in their hideouts. Among them was one Elente Apetutu, who is the leader of the syndicate. The Commission also tackled cyber fraudsters known as Yahoo Yahoo in the Nigerian parlance. This set of cyber fraudsters, who are mostly young Nigerians, send scam emails to unsuspecting victims, mostly abroad, with the intent to defrauding them. The Commission regularly organizes raids at their flashpoints. One of such raids was the Operation Cyberstorm, which took the Commission's operatives round all cyber cafes in the country. Documents used by the scammers were intercepted by the EFCC. The Operation Cyberstorm led to the arrest and prosecution of many of these fraudsters. They were sentenced to various jail terms as the clampdown on them still continues. In areas where these raids are conducted, the Commission's operatives mostly face tense situations.
I'm going to put the password so that we can send them.
Hey, Azov.
Stay there, make sure that anything I print, you give them to me. My friend, go to that side. Go to that side.
Government officials were not left out of the fight, as the Commission has successfully apprehended many of them who use public office to siphon government funds. Former state governors were not also left out. The establishing act of the Commission also vests powers in it to investigate tax evasion. The Commission's operative raided a shopping outlet operated by Chinese nationals called Chinatown in Lagos. Importers at these markets have been variously accused of evading tax when bringing goods into the country. The man behind the whole fraud was one Jackson. He was arrested alongside some other culprits and brought to book by the EFCC.
I'm an officer from the EFCC.
Yeah?
No EFCC?
I don't know.
Economic and Financial Crimes Commission.
No, what program?
Good. We have a petition against your office. You know tax, you are supposed to pay tax to government?
Yes.
Do you pay tax?
I pay tax for Chinatown, Jackson.
Okay, what agency, who collects the tax from you?
Jackson.
Please, can I have some receipts from you?
I have, but I check for you. Any month I pay money.
Yes. You want analysis?
No. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir.
The EFCC weighed into the banking sector crisis in 2010. Depositors' funds, which were diverted for private use by defaulting former bank chief executives, were recovered. The action led to the arrest and conviction of some of the former executives of the rescued banks. The commission secured the conviction of one of them, Cecilia Ibru, who was a former managing director in Oceanic Bank PLC, now known as EcoBank PLC. Ibru served 6 months imprisonment with billions of naira recovered from her in cash and assets. Other indicted bank chiefs are currently being prosecuted in various courts across the country. 10 years after the establishment of the commission, it has successfully charged 700 cases to court and recorded over 500 convictions. Within the same period, the commission also recovered properties including cash, houses, land, luxury cars, vessels, and all tankers running into billions of dollars. Welcome back. Next is the feedback segment with Chidima Amanambo.
Erete Amako wrote via Facebook saying, "Thanks EFCC for the good work you're doing. Fighting corruption in all its ramifications isn't an easy task. Succeed you will, with the cooperation and prayers of all Nigerians." Thank you very much, Amako, for your contribution. You are the type of Nigerian the EFCC needs. We need Nigerians with positive attitude towards the anti-corruption fight. So we will use this opportunity to call on all Nigerians to please join hands with the EFCC in the anti-corruption crusade. Shadrach Asogba also wrote via Facebook. He said, "I have been trying to send report to your email address, info@efcc.com, but it's not going through. What is the problem?" Thanks, Asogba, for your message. So sorry about that. Though you have been sending the message to the wrong email address. This is the correct address for the EFCC. It's info@efccnigeria.org. You can also be part of this program by visiting us on www.facebook.com/official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities on www.youtube.com/official EFCC or send a text to the following numbers: 0817-816-7599 and 0702-505-8809.
What is it? Please, keep to yourself.
Chief Urabo, I got a telephone call.
Anytime I close my eyes, I see dead people chasing me in my sleep.
My Jehovah Magadam.
Chief, is it possible for someone to become restless just because of his past deeds?
Nevertheless, unless you kill somebody dead, then the spirit will be haunted you. Was you all contractors?
I embezzled all the money for the roads that are now death traps, killing people every day. I approved the supplies of fake drugs on pipe-on water. I embezzled the money. I dey fear, Chief.
You are supposed to fear especially now that the people of EFCC are chasing people who are doing to submit other people's money. EFCC, as soon as they capture them, straight to prison.
Chief,
jail. How you are? Life are not just about acquire wealth, making money. When other people are didn't die of hunger and neglect. Be careful. EFCC and watch.
EFCC will get you anywhere, anytime.
Thank you very much for staying tuned. Please keep sending your comments, opinions, questions and suggestions to us. We appreciate the time and efforts spent towards participating in the fight against economic crime and corruption in Nigeria. My name is Aisha Gampari. Many thanks for watching. God bless Nigeria. Aisha.
The Public Interface Unit of the Public Affairs Department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission (EFCC) is driving a national discourse online every week. We are focusing on issues of good governance as it affects the anti-corruption crusade in Nigeria. Please join us on Google Plus by searching for Official EFCC or officialefccng@gmail.com. When signed in your Google Plus account, like us or follow us. You can also join us on facebook.com/Official EFCC or follow us on Twitter @Official EFCC. You can also watch our programs and other activities of the EFCC on youtube.com/Official EFCC. Thanks for watching and goodbye.